So what is something that we, people that are not in the front lines or not, quote unquote, physically in the war, what should we and could we do to help this situation?
Right. It's a good question, a very good question. And we have to remember that Am Yisrael are partners with each other. We are guarantors to each other and we're partners with each other. And there is a Gemara, Masechet Makot Daf Yud. Gemara talks about David HaMelech, King David, that everybody loves and sings David HaMelech, David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayam. Which he was, Sefer Tehillim, David HaMelech. Nobody can move without a Tehillim. Yeah, that the greatest mother says, you don't raise kids by wisdom or by your hands, or you raise kids with Tehillim. That's how you raise kids.
By davening, praying.
By davening, praying. My mother, my grandmother, that's what he used to say. גידלתי את הילדים עם תהילים. That's how we're raising kids. So of course, תהילים of David HaMelech, that's above and beyond. David HaMelech asked Hashem that whoever reads תהילים should be considered like he's learning נגעים ועדות, which is the worst, the toughest, the most difficult סוגיות in the ש"ס, מסכתות in the ש"ס. דוד המלך is רגל רביעי במרכבה. It's the fourth leg of the Hashem's church of glory. So yeah, that's one thing. But David HaMelech was also a big general in the army. He used to be going and fighting our enemies. And Eldov Oivai V'Asigem V'Lo Ashuv Ad Kalotam. He used to chase the enemies, and he says, I'm not coming back until I'm going to finish them. I'm going to smash them. Em Hatzem V'Lo Yochilu Kum. I will smash them so they're not going to be able to get up. That's another side of David HaMelech. He was a big general. And everybody knows the stories of the Navi. It's written. The Milhamot, the wars that David HaMelech did throughout his life. Many, many wars David HaMelech did. With Aram, with Moab, with Edom, with everybody he did Milhamot. He had many, many Milhamot with Plishtim. Then David HaMelech says a pasuk. עומדות היו רגלינו בשערייך ירושלים. So the Gemara says in מסכת מכות. עומדות היו רגלינו במלחמה. How is my legs, our legs, my soldiers, myself and my soldiers' legs are standing in the milchama, in the war, during the wartime? And remember, the war of those days wasn't with machine guns, in a tank, with computers, with high tech, with drones and airplanes. They were fighting with their hands. Combat. Yeah, hand combat. One hand you're holding magen, like a shield, a protection, and then the other hand you're holding a sword. And they used to fight like this. Not for 10 minutes. Not for 1 hour. Hours of hours of hours. And chasing them with legs and fighting with their hands. Get the biggest, stronger person you know nowadays and have him just make a show of a fight for 10 minutes like this. Let's see him. You need to be, I don't know what, you need to be built from a rock. So David HaMelech is saying, how is it possible that we're standing and able to fight and to win like this for hours? And he said, בזכות שערי ירושלים שיושבים ועוסקים בתורה. Our power comes from שערי ירושלים, the gates of Yerushalayim, where the Batei Midrash used to be located, the Yeshivot used to be located. The Torah, the day learning, gives us the strength, the energy, the power, the siyata dishmaya to win the war. And this week parashat תולדות, הכל כל יעקב, הידיים ידי עשיו. בזמן שהכל כל יעקב, אין הידיים ידי עשיו. If we have the voice of Yaakov, which is the voice of Torah, in בתי כנסיות ובתי מדרשות, מה טובו אוהליך יעקב משכנותיך ישראל. That's בתי כנסיות ובתי מדרשות. The voice of Torah is heard, is there. You can see, you have the sounds of Torah. And הידיים ידי עשיו also תושייה. The hands of עשיו cannot get over and hurt Am Yisrael. So David HaMelech, the biggest general of our nation, yeah,
he's telling us the secret.
He's telling us the secret of a war. How we're winning a war. How we're winning a war. We need Torah. That's what we need. We need Torah and a lot of Torah. And there's also a Zohar. This is a Gemara, Talmud Bavli, Masechet Makot Daf Yud, Amud Aleph. But also there is a Zohar Parashat Be'alatecha Daf Kuf Nun. Zohar says on the pasuk, Semach Zevulun b'tzetecha v'yisachar be'oalecha. That's a berachat that Moshe Rabbeinu gave in the end of his last day to the Shvatim. So he said, Zevulun, you should be happy when you go out, and Yisachar in his tent. So Zohar says, Moshe Rabbeinu is talking about a partnership here. He puts Yisachar and Zvulun as partners. They themselves partner together. But listen to the partnership that the Zohar describes. That's unbelievable. Because when we talk about Yisachar and Zvulun, generally people...
businessmen and kol.
Exactly. That's what people referring it to. But Zohar has a whole different idea. Semach Zvulun betzetecha la'agohe kerava. When you go on a war, Zvulun, when you go to fight, when you go on a war, Semach, you should be happy. Why? Because Yisachar be'oalecha. Yisachar sits and learns Torah. And it says, the Zohar says over there that Zvulun and Yisachar did the partnership. Dad yahiv cholaka leda, veda yahiv cholaka leda. Each one gives his share to his brother. And the zchuyot of Torah that Yisachar is having, is giving it over to Zvulun in order to win the wars. And whatever Zvulun is winning and gaining by the wars, he shares with Yisachar. Semach Zvulun b'mepekach lemengach kerava, when Yisachar is yativ v'la'e be'oraita. Yisachar is sitting and learning Torah, so then you can be happy when you go on the war, because you know you're going to win. You have a protection. You have people behind you. So the same secret as David HaMelech gives us in the Gemara comes from the Zohar. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in Parashat Be'alatecha.
And we have to apply it now as well, as much as we have the soldiers in the front lines.
And this war is not an easy war. People already heard it's not a regular one of all these rounds that used to be before. This is a much more severe. They're going very deep and they're going into dangerous places. Baruch Hashem, big siyata dishmaya, but we need a lot of zchuyot. The zchuyot is learning Torah. And I can say, I can divide this message to two groups of people. First, to Bnei Torah. Those who are in yeshivot, in kolelim, to really take themselves serious these days. They always take themselves serious, but extra.
Even more so.
Even more. To fill the partnership with the soldiers in the battlefield. I'm a partner with this soldier who's going there in dangerous streets between the buildings and the tanks and the bombs. And I'm a partner with him. My zchuyot is helping him to win the war and come back home alive, saved. So to feel it and to learn Torah more serious and as much as you can, that's one. But also it's a message to the other Zvulun,
the Balabatim, the business people that are working.
That they're working and they're supporting Torah. And the Bukharan community, they're known on their generosity of the love of building synagogues and having the love of giving tzedakot in general. But there's one area that I think we need to be mitchazek, needs chizuk. You know, there is a Gemara, Masechet Shkalim, Daf Tetvav. Masechet Shkalim. Gemara says over there, Rabbi Hama and Rabbi Yoshaya was walking around the synagogues of Lud. And Rabbi Hama told Rabbi Yoshaya, they were beautiful, beautiful Batei Knesiyot, beautiful designs, beautiful decorations, decorated. So he was proud. He said, my fathers, great fathers, built such beautiful, they put so much money, he said. They invested so much in these beautiful synagogues. He was praising his fathers that they invested so much in the synagogues to Rabbi Yoshaya. You know what was the answer for Rabbi Yoshaya? It's a shocking answer. He says, Avotecha shike'u nefashot babinyan. He says, my fathers invested money. He said they invested nefashot, people. They wasted people, the success, by putting their money into the buildings. And he gave him a big musar on that. He says, what's this building is going to help us? If they would take this money and make yeshivot and pay for Talmidei Chachamim to learn, You know how much Torah we would have nowadays?
It's true. 100%.
This message of Rabbi Yeshaya, Gemara Shkalim Daf Tetra Amud Aleph, it's in the bottom of the page. Everybody can look at it. I'm giving the source so you can look at the Sefer and see. I'm not saying it myself. That's where it comes from.
It applies 100% today.
That's the message to the Baalei Batim in general, to the business people in general. You are tzaddikim, you have good heart, and you have good intentions. But you need to know the priority of investment. What's the priority of tzedakot? What does Hashem wants you to do with your money? You have a lot of options of tzedakot. What's the best tzedakah you can do? Have someone learn Torah, support someone who learns Torah. Make sure you have as many people learn Torah possible. Because we don't have enough in our community here 100%. In Queens. It's not enough what we have. Small kollel in Beit Gavriel, small kollel in Yad Yosef, small kollel maybe all together, I don't know. You can count them on, it's not enough.
100%. Powerful message, Rabbi.
It's not 100% enough. We should have hundreds
in Torah, increase in supporting Torah, B'ezrat Hashem. Very, very, the things that come out of the heart, enter the heart, very, very inspiring. We have a custom in Minhag and Torah Talks Rabbi, a final message for our broader alliance.
We are in the times of Mashiach. There's no doubt about it. Everybody says it, feels it, smells it, breathes it. It's Pe'amei Geula. When you say Pe'amei, you mean steps of Geula. We don't know which Pe'ima is this one, which step is this one. That's the last step, or that's the one before the last one, or before the last two ones. We don't know which one, but it's a step. Near. We're in this process of Geula. And during Geula times, you know, Zohar says in Parashat Naso, Daf Kuf Nun Daled, Zohar says that during the Geula will be Har Kegigit. Hashem is going to force a mountain on the people, and He's going to force them to decide, where are you belong to? First of all, it's going to be a big birur. Hashem is going to be mevarer. Who's a tzaddik, who's not a tzaddik, who hates the Jews, who loves the Jews. Everything is going to be mevarer. Clear and obvious among Jewish people, within the Jewish community, but also abroad. The whole world is going to be clear. Who's tzaddik, who's rasha. That's birurim. Birurim will be, that's one thing. But also Hashem is going to force people to decide where you belong to. You belong to the tzaddikim group, or you belong to the rashaim group. You can stay in the middle. You can't have an adnan. You can dance around.
No middle of the road.
No middle.
This way.
You have to decide where you are. And those who are going to run with the tzaddikim, they're going to be saved and will be redeemed. And those who are going to stay in the middle, they're going to be pushed to the left side. And on this left side, Zohar says that there is a kind of a group that they call Erev Rav. They're not going to be part of the Geula. They're going to see it from far, but they're not going to be part of it. Zohar says that's what happened during Matan Torah. There were three groups on Am Yisrael. Tzaddikim said, Na'aseh v'nishma right away.
We'll listen, whatever the Torah says.
Right away. The Reshaim, the Erev Rav, vayar ha'am v'yanu v'amdu merachok. They took a step back, they went far away, we don't want. Hashem didn't bother with them. There were those people, the middle,
not here, not
here, not there. To them, Hashem forced the mountain. Decide where you are. Where you belong to. And everybody ran with the tzaddikim and they got the Torah. So it says the same thing will happen at the Geula time. So that's what Hashem is doing. We see this is a Har Kegigit what just happened. That's a major mountain on top of our head. Decide where you are. Hashem tells everyone, each and every one of us, believe in me, trust me, have faith in me. And so many stories coming out from this tragedy that those who approached Hashem, begged Hashem to save them. Even not religious people. There's this story with this old lady, probably you saw it, that she was not religious. She said for 48 hours she was just thanking Hashem and begging Hashem to save her, and she was saved. They bombed her shelter. She was saved. So you see, that's what Hashem is looking for. Tzaddik be'emunato are here to strengthen the emunah, the faith in Hashem, to know that Hashem is with us no matter what's going to happen. Hashem is with us. Remember, me'orim, keruvim me'orim, Hashem is with us.
Hashem is with us.
Bechol tzaratam lo tzar. ומלך פניו הושיעם. ישראלי יעקב, וממנה יבשיע, we're in a process of גאולה, we're supposed to stay strong, get closer to Torah, learn more Torah, it's applying also for בעלי בתים, to set times for learning Torah, yes, to support Torah, those who learn Torah, to increase the seriousness of learning Torah, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ישתבח שמו לעד, ברחמיו המרובים, ואתה ברחמך רבים, תחפוץ בנו ותרצנו ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון ברחמים, במהרה בימינו, אמן ואמן.